Welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be showing you how to make double chocolate bounty cookies. The full recipe with measurements is written in the description box of this video. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to be notified for all my upcoming videos. Firstly, in a bowl you want to add room temperature butter, and with a wooden spoon break down the butter. This will make it easier when using the electric mix later on. After you've broken down the butter, you want to add some soft brown sugar, caster sugar. You now want to cream the butter and sugars together for a few minutes. You want to beat this mixture until it's light and doubled in size. It will take a few minutes if you're using an electric beater. You now want to scrape down the sides of the bowl to make sure you've got all the butter and sugar incorporated together. At this point it will be a bit thick, so you will need to beat it for a few more minutes. You can now see the mixture has increased in volume and is a lot more lighter, and it should look like this when done. You now want to add in the 2 eggs and beat for around 1 minute. You want to make sure the eggs are really well combined with the butter and sugars. You now want to add in golden syrup and vanilla extract. Using a wooden spoon, beat the golden syrup and vanilla extract in really well. You need to be quite heavy-handed with this because the golden syrup is quite sticky. You now want to leave this mixture aside and cut some small slices of bounty bars. Here I've got 10 bounty bars, however I'm only cutting slices of 6. I'm going to be using the other 4 incorporated into a different way. I'm now going to separate the chocolate from the remaining 4 bars. You want to do this by slightly pressing against the chocolate and removing the first layer. It can be quite tricky, but just make sure you can remove as much of the chocolate as you can. After you've removed as much of the chocolate, you now want to shred the coconut, as we're going to incorporate this into the batter. Try to make as small pieces as possible. You can keep the outer chocolate of this bounty to add into the batter. You now want to add the shredded coconut and chocolate pieces into the butter and sugar mixture from earlier on. You now want to beat in the coconut really well into this mixture. We are going to be adding bounty pieces in, but this coconut will enhance the coconut flavour even more. You now want to add in half the flour, bicarbonate of soda, baking powder, cocoa powder, and the chopped bounty pieces. You now want to mix all this in really well. I prefer to add in half the flour at this stage, as it makes mixing much more easier. After a quick mix, you can now add in the rest of the flour. Mix this all in really well until you have a slightly sticky dough. When you've mixed in everything really well, it will look like this. You now need to put this in the freezer for 30 minutes to harden up. After 30 minutes, you want to scoop around 100 to 120 grams of dough ball for each cookie. You now want to form this roughly into a ball. You don't need to press really hard and place onto a baking tray. Repeat this process until you've used all the dough up. It's really important that you've frozen your dough for around 30 minutes as you want the butter to harden up again, otherwise you're going to end up with really flat and spread out cookies. I'm now going to press in some extra chocolate chips on top. Bake for around 15 minutes at gas mark 4. Once they're cooked, leave them to cool down fully on the tray. Whilst they're still warm, you can also sprinkle on some desiccated coconut. Repeat the same process for the rest of the dough. Make sure that you're leaving enough space on the tray between each dough ball as they do spread out. It's important to let the cookies fully cool down as they will be really soft when they are warm. As they cool down, but they will slightly harden up but will still be really soft on the inside. If you don't want fudgy cookies, you can leave them in the oven for slightly longer, but just remember they will still be soft but will harden up once they're cooled. If you like this recipe, make sure to like, comment and subscribe to my channel. Make sure to hit the bell notification so you can be updated for all my upcoming videos. You can also follow me over on my official Instagram page, Foodatives. The link is in the description box of this video.
The